Hi guys. So today we're going to read chapter 2 of our Nancy Drew and the Clue Crew Scream for Ice Cream. Okay? And we're going to check out what the secret, the big top secret is going to be. That Kendra's secret. And that is what the title of this next chapter is. Okay? So I'm going to read along and then do some activities and assignments that go along with this chapter, just like we did for chapter 1 on Tuesday. All right, let's see if you can see the words. Okay. Chapter 2, Kendra's secret. We're good at keeping secrets, Nancy said. We're detectives, George said. Secrets are our business. Kendra walked into the yard. She was holding a blue and white picnic cooler by the handle. I know, she said. That's why I picked you guys to share my secret with. Bess bounced up and down on the bench. I love secrets, she squealed. What is it? What is it? Kendra placed the cooler on the table. She lifted the lid. Nancy looked inside and saw a white styrofoam container. It's my flavor for the contest. Kendra explained. I made it with my grandfather's old ice cream maker. Why did you bring it here? Nancy asked. I need another opinion, Kendra answered. My mom and dad love it, but parents always love everything their kids do. Nancy watched as Kendra pulled the lid off the container. The ice cream inside was dark brown. I call it chock full of chocolate, Kendra said. It has chunks of chocolate inside, 4 kinds of chocolate. 4? Bess asked. I can only think of 2, Nancy said. Kendra laid the container on the table. She gave the girls each a plastic spoon. Ready, set, go, she said. And Nancy stuck her spoon inside the container and into her mouth. She felt the ice cream melt on her tongue. The chocolatey flavors exploded in her mouth like fireworks. Well, Kendra asked, what do you think? Nancy swallowed and said 3 words. Oh my gosh. George was still chewing on a chocolate chunk when she said, this ice cream is awesome. It's super awesome, Bess said. Kendra gave a little jump. Do you think it's a winner? She asked. What's a winner? What's a winner? All 4 girls spun around, standing a few feet away and holding an oatmeal cookie with Deidre. Kendra stared at Deidre with her wide eyes. She turned to her cooler and shut the lid. I've got to go, she said. Wait, Kendra. I know you told Nancy, Bess, and George something, Deidre said. She turned to the girls and said, she did? Didn't she? Nancy said. George said. Bess shrugged and said, only because we're good at keeping secrets. Nancy and George glared at Bess. She was sometimes better at keeping secrets than keeping her mouth shut. Since when am I not good at keeping secrets? Deidre asked Kendra. Since you spilled the beans about Marcy Rubin's surprise party, Kendra asked. And the time you told me what I'd be getting from my surprise Santa at school? Don't forget the time you told everybody my real name, George said. Give me a break. Everybody knows your real name is Georgia, Deidre said. She turned to Kendra. Tell me your secret, Kendra. Please, pretty please, with sugar on top. Kendra took a deep breath. And then she said, okay, Deidre, I invented a flavor for the ice cream contest. Cool. What's in it? Deidre asked. I can't tell you, Kendra said. Not that you'd steal it, but you might tell people about it on your website. Deidre's lower lip jutted out. Her face turned red. They can't have a fight, Nancy thought. Kendra and Deidre are good friends. I know, Deidre, Nancy said. Why don't you promise Kendra you won't write her recipe on your website? Deidre turned to Kendra. I won't write your recipe on my website, she said. Cross my heart and hope to croak, drop an eyeball in my Coke. In that case, Kendra said. She lifted the lid on the cooler and pulled out the ice cream container. It's called Chock Full of Chocolate. It has 4 kinds of chocolate. Deidre wasn't listening. She grabbed a spoon, stuck it into the ice cream, and then put it in her mouth. And the girls watched as Deidre's eyes popped wide open. Right away, she began licking every drop of ice cream off her spoon. I'll take a wild guess and say you like it, George said. Are you serious? I totally love it, Deidre cried. Chock full of chocolate is the real deal. Remember, Deidre, Kendra said, you promised. Your secret is safe with me, Deidre said. Kendra smiled. Good, she said. Who wants to come to my house and see my grandfather's ice cream maker? He used to make ice cream on the porch with his own grandpa when he was a little kid. They had ice cream in those days, and Deidre asked, this I've got to see. Nancy, Bess, and George decided not to go. They still had a pint of ice cream to make. The Clue crew said goodbye to Kendra and Deidre as the 2 friends left the Drews' front yard. I'm glad they're still friends, Nancy said. Bess was twisting her hair nervously. What if Kendra's ice cream is better than Clueberry, she said. There's one way to find out, George said. She lifted the lid off their coffee can ice cream maker. The ice cream inside wasn't rock hard, but it was firm enough to taste. One by one, the girls tasted the Clueberry ice cream. It's good, Nancy said, but it's not chock full of chocolate, Bess sighed. Maybe we should hide a strawberry and a chunk of chocolate at the bottom, George suggested. Or maybe we should just hope we win, Nancy said. I have an idea, Nancy, Mr. Drew said. Let's have some of your ice cream for dessert. It was early evening, and Nancy's father was barbecuing in the backyard. Mr. Drew was a lawyer, and he liked helping Nancy with her Clue Crew cases. He also liked barbecuing in his favorite stain-splattered red and white checkered apron. Sorry, Daddy, Nancy said. Our ice cream is for the contest this Saturday. Mr. Drew pretended to look hurt. But don't worry, Nancy said. If we win the contest, you'll have a different Jim and Barry ice cream every week. Ha ha ha. Hannah walked over carrying a bowl of fruit salad with walnuts. Nancy's Labrador Retriever puppy, Chocolate Chip, jumped after her. What about my desserts? Hannah asked. Those guys will put me out of business. Nancy wrapped her arms around Hannah's waist and gave her a big hug. That will never happen, Hannah, she said. Your desserts rock. The cordless phone on the patio table rang. Nancy ran to answer it. Hello? She asked. Shh. She did it, Kendra's voice stammered. I told you she'd do it, and she did it. Who did what, Kendra? Nancy asked. Deidre, Kendra said. She broke her promise. And then we're on to chapter 3. What did Kendra do? What did Deidre do? Let's see what happens in chapter 3.